We will hunt monsters. And when we are at a loss amidst the hypocrisy and the casual violence of certain individuals and institutions, we will, as per Chief Jim Hopper, punch some people in the face when they seek to destroy the meek and the disenfranchised and the marginalized. And we will do it all with soul, with heart, and with joy.
Okay, well, this has officially gotten way too bad for me to ignore. Well, I guess I'm throwing my hat in the ring.
We thank you for this responsibility. Thank you.
Hello. Apologies for the rather sketchy-looking snake. I really just threw this together in a hurry. This right here, this is what broke the camel's back. For some reason, I got the feeling I was running out of time to speak my mind on this. I wonder what could have given me that idea. I think it illustrates a pretty clear point, though. Yeah. So that was Stranger Things star David Harbour taking the opportunity in his acceptance speech to advocate political violence, because he and evidently everyone else in that room believe that they have the license to commit violence as long as they have the right politics. In a nutshell, if you're not a leftist, you're a Nazi, and we have the right to punch you. If you voted for Brexit or Donald Trump, you are by default racist, sexist, and I'm sure suffer from a whole range of phobias. That's not a dangerous precedent to set, I assure you. Although in his defense, that precedent was set long before this speech.
And I would just like to say that in light of all that's going on in the world today, it's difficult to celebrate the already celebrated Stranger Things. But this award from you, who take your craft seriously and earnestly believe, like me, that great acting can change the world, is a call to arms from our fellow craftsmen and women to go deeper, and through our art to battle against fear, self-centeredness, and exclusivity of our predominantly narcissistic culture.
Oh, the Hollywood actor with a net worth of $4 million standing on his podium, virtue signaling to all his liberal friends in order to convince himself of his own self-righteousness and world-changing acting skills, wants to talk to me about narcissism. The irony actually hurts.
And through our craft to cultivate a more empathetic and understanding society by revealing intimate truths.
What intimate truths? Oh no, let me guess. That we're all the same, that all cultures are equal. Now, for some examples, let's say, the Islamic world has the rape game. Literally, the rape game, or as they like to call it, taharashkamia, in which a group of men find women on the street and gang rape her. Yeah, a practice that's recently been introduced to Europe, by the way. Oh, they're loving their cultural enrichment. Almost all countries where you can be executed for being a homosexual are either African or Middle Eastern. Oh, and there's the Afghan tradition, bachabazi, entailing old men dressing young boys up like girls and then raping them. Western culture is better than that. That's not racist or xenophobic to say. It's simply a statement of fact. And I would invite David Harbour to visit the European town like Rotherham or Luton, or maybe Cologne or Paris, and see his intimate truths proudly displayed. I'm sure it would be good for him.
That serve as a forceful reminder to folks that when they feel broken and afraid and tired, they are not alone. We are united in that we are all human beings and we are all together on this horrible, painful, joyous, exciting, and mysterious ride that is being alive.
The moral self-licensing actually hurts. Who have you actually helped, David? I mean, it's all very well and good to quote-unquote care about people in the abstract, but who have you actually helped, really? Hey, and if you have, that's great. If you donate to charities, good. I tell you who is helping people, though. Donald Trump. By working in the national interest, by keeping these socially regressive attitudes out of his country, by enacting a ban using a list drafted by Obama in 2013. Oh, and let's not forget 2009, where he had a 6-month ban on Iraqi civilians coming to the US. But no, oh no. He's on your side. Barack Obama's a Democrat. Oh, and he was the first black president, so obviously he's protected from any kind of criticism. But no, anything Trump does is evil. Ladies and gentlemen, the child's approach to politics, aka the liberals' approach to politics.
Now, as we act in the continuing narrative of Stranger Things, we 1983 Midwesterners will repel bullies. We will shelter freaks and outcasts, those who have no homes. We will get past the lies.
Translation: we will bully the straight white male under the false pretense that he is bullying everyone else. We will advocate for the importing of hundreds of thousands of people from totally incompatible cultures whom, for those of them that are legitimate refugees, it would be far more effective to help them where they live anyway. And we will lie. Constantly. And I know it's not likely, but I like to think this guy's thinking exactly what I'm thinking. I mean, look at that face. He could be enjoying himself, but he could also be thinking, what a bunch of lunatics. I'm sure everyone can relate to initially seeing the political correctness and the progressive left as something to laugh at and mock for the obvious madness that it was, and is. Seeing things like feminism, Black Lives Matter, and Gamergate is nothing more than temporary insanity that people will eventually laugh off, and we'll all go back to being normal human beings who live in reality. That hasn't happened. In my own country, the UK, I'd go as far as to say it's even worse. America has freedom of speech as their most important constitutional right. That, at least, gives the US some kind of shield against this madness. The disease has affected Europe so much more. I mean, just to name a few examples, there's the BBC responding to the terror attack in Nice with a piece on dangers of Islamophobia, or maybe more close to home for me, Police Scotland saying they monitor and quote-unquote investigate offensive tweets. Do I hear Orwellian? But going back to the original points, the left's tendencies of responding to difference of opinion with violence and labeling all who don't conform as Nazis is probably best shown by the Punch a Nazi campaign. I believe this started with Richard Spencer being sucker punched in the street. He's an alt-right leader and an ethno-statist, so pretty obvious target for the left. And of course, we couldn't possibly beat him with arguments because, well, we've forgotten how to do that. We'll just back up all of his points by resorting to violence and then celebrating it afterwards. But let me impart on you a somewhat radical idea. Okay, you ready for this? It is not okay to punch a Nazi for his political views. What? Yeah, it's not okay to punch someone for their political views, be they Nazi, communist, communism, by the way, which Nazism can't hold a candlelight to in the matter of death count. It's not okay to punch a liberal in the face. It's not okay to punch a conservative in the face. It's not okay to punch anyone in the face because of their political views, regardless of what they are. The best way to deal with people with differing views from your own is to let them speak. Let them voice their opinions, and if their ideas are as bad as you think they are, then the court of public opinion will ridicule them appropriately. You should have the confidence in your own opinions that they can go up against your opponents in the court of public opinion and come out on top. And if you don't have that confidence, if you resort to violence because you can't beat them in a fair argument or a political debate, then maybe it's time you rethink your position. Before everyone goes nuts, no, I'm not advocating Nazism, nor am I a Nazi. I detest Nazism equally as much as I detest communism. I'm not really even convinced that Richard Spencer is a Nazi. And I certainly don't think he should have been sucker punched. But anyway, that's my ramble on the matter. And I do apologize for the somewhat disjointed and unorganized nature of this video. This is just kind of a reaction to, well, what I saw. I suddenly had this feeling that
if I didn't speak up about this soon, I might never get a chance. This has reached a boiling point now. Really at that stage where violence is encouraged, political violence is encouraged in these main events, then that shows something. An illness of sorts. Anyway, thank you for listening. I'll be seeing you.
We will hunt monsters. And when we are at a loss amidst the hypocrisy and the casual violence of certain individuals and institutions, we will, as per Chief Jim Hopper, punch some people in the face when they seek to destroy the meek and the disenfranchised and the marginalized. And we will do it all with soul, with heart, and with joy. We thank you for this responsibility. Thank you.